Okay. So Zafrullah Saab, I think the agenda today, we're going to actually do a whole dry run of a shortened dry run of this of the program here. And so what I'll do is we'll open up the agenda, and then we'll go over the detailed program like a dry run. And so the only person we're missing still though is Atharbay.
Correct.
And he's kind of important. So let me text him.
Is Usman Malik Saab here?
Yes. Rabbi Saab, were you able to do the interview today?
Yeah, it was a really quick interview. She wasn't really asking too much about virtual Ramadan. She just kept asking about how we're dealing with the pandemic.
Okay.
But I did put it in there that we're doing this virtual Ramadan. You could sign up at virtualramadan.ca.
Okay.
But the only tricky part now is that they want to play it tomorrow, and either at 6 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So it might be kind of late. So I don't know how that'll work out, but let's see.
Okay. She was trying to, I feel like she was trying to say that they wanted to play some of the virtual Ramadan program. Like when I was talking to her, like on their own TV station. But I couldn't get that from, she was very quick in wanting to get over with things.
Yeah, she was really rushing it. Like
Yeah.
I was in the middle of Juma, and she
Yeah.
like 1:30, you got to do it right now, and I was like,
yeah. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I texted Atharbay. He's not available right now, but I guess
yeah, that's fine, Farhan Bhai.
Let's start
it. Yeah.
Let's go. Tika. Okay, so I'll start off with my opening address, and then we'll go on from there. Can everybody see? Can everybody see me?
Yes. Yeah, I can see you. One thing I suggest everyone to turn on their camera if possible. Just want to see how the screen pans out. So right now I have it on a grid mode. So I'm just gonna switch back and forth between the gallery and speaker.
Usman Bhai, you have a camera?
Usman Bhai, can you turn your camera on?
I'm able to turn on the camera.
Yeah, see, that's the reason why
we did a dry run.
So,
you want camera on or off?
On.
Oh, okay.
And so tomorrow, will you be able to have a camera, Usman Bhai, or no?
It gives me an error message.
It gives you an error message.
Well, it seems to be on and off. What's going on here? So
sorry.
I mean, it's really important that the tilawat is done with the camera on, but
is it possible you get a computer that has a camera or a phone that has a camera?
I mean, you can even do this on the phone.
I can use my computer.
Okay.
Hello?
Could you do that right now? Because we want to work out the crinkles here before we do the program tomorrow.
Okay. I don't have a Zoom installed on my computer, but we'll have to do that.
You don't Zoom. You don't need to install anything. You just
you can use the web version.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have like a link to just go straight there?
So the invite you have, when you click on that link, you should be able to, or you could go, let me see, you could go just to the Zoom website, which is, it's zoom.us.
I'll email it to you. So you just go to your computer. I'll send you the link by email and just click in your email.
Okay. I think I may be able to turn my phone camera on because it says I need to change something in my settings. I guess it's
Okay.
under privacy.
So if you could try that, but actually you should be on your computer tomorrow. Like I would say everybody should be, especially if you're presenting the Talabat tomorrow, you should be on your computer.
Okay.
So why don't we do your computer right now so we know that that's working?
All right, so I'm gonna leave this call and I'll try to.
Okay.
I'm on through my computer.
In the meantime, Zafrullah, while we're waiting for him, why don't you play the video?
There's another person starting. Farhan, are you starting another session
No, that might be Atarbay.
with your name?
With my name? No, nobody should be starting with my name.
Okay, let's see who it is.
Oh, maybe it was on my computer. I accidentally clicked it. Okay, that's a problem. I was trying to send the message to Usman,
ठीक है.
so I accidentally pressed it. I did it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just wait a minute for Usman, and then in the meantime, I was wondering if you could play the video so we could just see how you stitched it together.
Oh, the actual video, sure.
Yeah.
Here, Ramadan is a time of spiritual reflection and self-improvement. Many Muslim people will renew their commitments to better themselves and the world around them through acts of charity and service to others. There is no better time than now for us to remember these values. These are extraordinary times. Congregational prayers with friends and family will look different this year. People will find new ways of worshiping and spending time with loved ones. We must continue to do everything we can to keep ourselves and others safe and healthy. Compassion and kindness towards others are what we have to do to get through this. And Ramadan reminds us that we all have a part to play in building a better world. To all those observing this month, I wish you a blessed and peaceful Ramadan.
Hello, this is BC Liberal leader Andrew Wilkinson. I'd like to thank Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat for the opportunity to send greetings on behalf of the entire BC Liberal caucus for this special virtual Ramadan. While Muslims across the country could not gather together to welcome the month of Ramadan due to COVID-19, I'm glad that this online event has been organized. It's more important than ever to remain connected with our communities and support networks. During this month, thousands of Muslims throughout British Columbia will be adhering to a period of fasting, prayer, and devotion. It is truly a sacred time, and I'm honored to have been invited to play a role in this first ever virtual iftar. As we mark this month of Ramadan, we must remember it is a time for reflection on the values of patience, empathy, and charity. And since we cannot celebrate together due to COVID-19, those important values are more important than ever as we face this pandemic together. We must be patient as public health officials work to contain the virus. We must support those who are infected. We must support charitable acts in every corner of BC to take care of our vulnerable people. Those values of Ramadan have served British Columbia well in the past several weeks, and they will continue to serve us well in the coming weeks and months. On behalf of the entire BC Liberal caucus, I want to wish the Muslim community here in British Columbia best wishes, peace, and happiness during this special month. We hope to be able to celebrate with you in person next year. Ramadan Mubarak.
Hello, I'm George Harvey, very proud to be the mayor of the city of Delta, British Columbia. This proud home of the beautiful Batur Lama. I'm delighted to extend greetings to Muslims all over the world on behalf of the Delta Council. Ramadan Mubarak. April is a special month on the spiritual calendar. For Christians, it is a celebration of Easter. Jews are marking Passover. Groups are celebrating the Sabbath.
Okay, so I hear some background noise. I'm not sure if it was from my computer or someone else. You're on mute, Farhan.
I think maybe play it after muting everyone.
Yeah, okay, let's mute everyone.
Here, Ramadan is a time of spiritual reflection and self-improvement. Many Muslim people will renew their commitments to better themselves and the world around them through acts of charity and service to others. There is no better time than now for us to remember these values. These are extraordinary times. Congregational prayers with friends and family will look different this year. People will find new ways of worshiping and spending time with loved ones. We must continue to do everything we can to keep ourselves and others safe and healthy. Compassion and kindness towards others are what we have to do to get through this. And Ramadan reminds us that we all have a part to play in building a
Remain connected as we face this pandemic together. You must hear Ramadan Mubarak.
Hello, I'm George Harvey, very proud to be the mayor of the city of Delta, British Columbia, which is proud home of the beautiful Batur Ramadan. 19 virus has rest health officials. Yeah, Muslim youth.
Of City of Surrey. The month of Ramadan is a time to reflect, fast, pray, and recognize communities worldwide. In the
Muslim Jamaat, the mosque in my community, the amount of things that this community, your community, has been able to do to strengthen the cohesion, the fabric, and thank you.
Patience with you after a fast. However, we haven't been able to do that. And I commend you for wanting to keep everyone safe by self-isolating and being able to actually congratulate you by doing it virtually as well. So it still allows that sense of community that's so important.
Former mayor, member of the Legislative Assembly, and member of Parliament, I've been blessed to attend celebrations in mosques across this wonderful country, to see, to experience the commitment and spirit of shared community.
This is Terry, and I am representing as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Tonight I'm going to share with you our common traditions of fasting. Fasting is a voluntary refrain from eating or drinking for the purpose of drawing closer to the Lord and requesting his blessings.
Okay, so that's what we have. I'm just gonna unmute all of you guys.
Could you, Susan Terry's message, how long did that go?
That was like over 3 minutes. That was the longest one.
That was the longest one, wasn't it? Can you cut that off at a certain point? Like after she does her
no,
okay.
Well, it's a continuous message, right?
Okay.
Probably gonna.
Okay, that's fine.
Well.
I mean, total it was only 11 minutes, right?
Right.
Okay.
11 minutes and some seconds. Anyway, Usman Bhai, you're online right now.
Yes.
Yes. Great. Ji Amir Saab.
I was maybe it's me that I was noticing static in all videos.
He was fast forwarding it.
Oh, okay.
Because it was we heard it lots of times, so we thought why we just wanted to make sure it was stitched together properly.
Right. I mean, we can play it later on once that segment comes. I'll play the whole as a whole if you guys want. I mean, it's for 11 minutes, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen that, so you can play in full, so.
Sorry, Amir Saab, I didn't quite get what were you saying. I think it's important that I should mute everyone except the speaker, whoever wants to speak. I guess that's what we need to do during the live event as well.
I agree. Yeah.
Sorry, Amir Saab, can you repeat what you said?
Whenever you play videos, could you please play Lajna's video as well? Because I haven't seen yet that.
Yeah, it's part of this mock-up. I mean, we could start the process now. I mean, I don't think Atarbai is gonna join us anytime soon, but Farhan, we could start it, and then inshallah we'll play all the videos which are lined up here, including the Lajna. Farhan, I need to unmute you. Unmute yourself, please.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody ready? Okay, so let's go. Hello, bonjour, and assalamu alaikum. My name is Farhan Shaheen, and I'm excited to help start off this virtual Ramadan program in Vancouver. It is customary to always start our programs by invoking God's words. I would like to turn it over to Usman Malik, who will provide a recitation from the Holy Quran and its translation. Usman?
Assalamu alaikum. Recitation from the Holy Quran from chapter 2, verses 184 and 185. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون أياما معدودات فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. Translation: I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, ever merciful. O ye who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for you for those before you, so that you may become righteous. The prescribed fasting is for a fixed number of days, but whoso among you is sick or is on a journey shall fast the same number of other days. And for those who are able to fast only with great difficulty is an expiation, the feeding of a poor man, and whoso performs a good work with willing obedience, it is better for him. And fasting is good for you if you only knew. Jazakallah.
Thank you, Usman. A very harmonious recitation indeed. On behalf of the world head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, the Khalifa, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, and the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Canada, I wish you all Ramadan Mubarak, and thank you for spending your valuable time with us today. To begin, I want to thank the organizing committee for getting this program set up. Specifically Yasir Ahmed, Zafrullah Khan, Tariq Guman, Salman Khan, Atar Luqman, and Umar Chaudhry. There's a lot of work in the background to get a program together that is completely virtual. It was new for all of us. Ramadan is always a special time of year for Muslims. In a nutshell, it is a time of deep inner reflection, spiritual renewal and commitment, charity towards others, praying for oneself, family, friends, and humanity at large, and greater community and social bonding. However, this year takes on a different feeling due to the worldwide health crisis we are in the midst of. Not only are we unable to meet and greet others, we are all a bit more isolated and apprehensive that our health and the safety of our loved ones. So this Ramadan is definitely different, but also much the same, as we will hear more about today. This Ramadan will likely be the most important and memorable one for us because of these challenging times, and for each of us having to rise to the challenge of raising our spirituality as we do much of our reflection on our own and with our immediate family members. Humanity has been through trials and tribulations before. This time we are all in this together. The key word is together. and together we will get through this. Stronger in every sense of the word, as a community, mentally, spiritually, for each other, and as a nation. We can all be grateful to God for living in this great country of ours, Canada, home of the can-do mindset, home of the strong and free. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of today's program. The program will be about 1 hour and a bit more. So stay with us for some camaraderie, great messages, and inspiration for this blessed month of Ramadan. And please remember to engage with us on Twitter. Please tweet your comments and questions using hashtag virtual Ramadan. I would first like to start our program off by 2 welcome messages. Both our guests joining us live. First, the MP of Fleetwood, Port Kells, Ken Hardy. Thank you, Ken. And now we'd switch to Ken.
Right. So maybe, yeah, I don't know if someone want to mock as a Ken, or should we just move on?
We'll move on. Okay, so now you switch to Ken, and now you're going to switch to and then I'll be like, okay, thank you. Thank you, Ken. And now let's turn to our longtime friend of the community, Rabbi Laura Duhan Kaplan, PhD from the Vancouver School of Theology, who I have had the honor to know for many years and has spoken at our events several times. Laura, please take it away. So we'll let Laura speak and she'll be done. And then now let's hear from our longtime friend of the community, Dr. Gulzar Chima. Okay, so we'll switch to Dr. Gulzar Chima. And then after Dr. Gulzar Chima is done, then you'll send it back to me. And now let's hear from Umair Khan, the missionary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Vancouver. He's going to be speaking today on why do Muslims fast. Umair Saab, please go for it.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for that, Farhan. So inshallah, I will be sharing a screen. Basically, my presentation will just be going through a few slides and then I'll be done. So I'm clicking on share screen, but it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay. Let me just make you a co-host so you could do a dry run here. Okay, so Murabbi, try again.
Okay. So is the screen coming?
Yes.
So I'm not gonna go through the whole presentation right now.
But can you make a full screen of this? Because yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I would be going through this presentation, and inshallah, I'll try to keep it less than 15 minutes, definitely. I might skip a few slides, and it's pretty basic. And that's it. And mainly, I just wanted to check that it shows up on the screen properly. And then I would stop sharing the screen and then hand it over to Farhan Saab. The only question, Zafar Bhai, I have for you is that would we, when Farhan turns it to us, do we just unmute ourselves then, or?
Yes. Yeah, I was going to comment on that. Yes, so anyone who is not speaking should unmute, mute themselves.
No, but when I do have to speak, I will unmute myself to start speaking, or do I have to wait for you to unmute?
No, that would be the job of Atarbai, but unfortunately he's not here. So that's what I was suggesting, that, you know, we share that script with Atarbai and he will mute and unmute the people as necessary. But since he's not here, so unfortunately you had to do it yourself. The plan is for Atarbai to control this whole thing.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, and then other than that, I shouldn't have any problem sharing the screen tomorrow, right?
Well, one thing you just mentioned about you wanted to share the PowerPoint, so we will have to make you the co-host from the beginning, I guess.
Okay. All right, so that's just my part right there for mainly presentation.
Usman, sorry, Zafrullah Saab, to share a screen, you do not need to be the host. You can allow an individual to share the screen, by giving him permission when he joins the meeting. You just have to give him the permission.
I did not see any prompt for when Murabi Sahib was, okay, let's do a test here while we're talking about this. I'm gonna take away or withdraw that co-host permission from him.
Yeah,
Murabi Sahib, yeah, now Murabi Sahib, try sharing it, see if I get a prompt.
Yeah, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Yeah, so yeah, no, he has to be a host in order to share this.
Can you click on his name?
Yeah.
To the right of his name, there's other options.
It says make host, allow record, rename, put in waiting room.
Put in waiting room. It doesn't have any other options to share a
Nope.
screen to that
Nope.
person. Okay. Okay. Because then if you add Atharbhai, right, you're gonna have to switch him to the co-host then, I guess, right? Because then Atharbhai won't be the co-host then. And
I think you can have multiple co-hosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can
So
have
Atharbhai will be joining in a second right now. He just texted me.
Okay, so we move on to the next segment, I guess.
Sure. Okay.
Before you do, I'll explain Atharbhai that. Assalamu alaikum, Atharbhai. Are you there? Assalamu alaikum. Okay, Atharbhai, we're right. We just started. So could you please take over the mute and unmute from here? We just wrapped up Rabbi Saab's presentation here.
So Zafar Saab, sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
As you have unmuted me, I want to one comment from Rabbi Saab. If everybody is listening.
Yes.
Yes.
Rabbi Saab, please keep your slide of medical benefits there. Because I'm not covering that. I heard that slide other day.
Listening? Yeah.
Keep your slide.
Okay, no problem.
क्योंकि मैंने अपने स्क्रिप्ट में नहीं लिखा उसको तो चूंकि that slide is really good. You have covered everything. ठीक है?
Okay.
So Atharbhai, you just noticed that there was a lot of background noise and some glitches going on. So we need to limit these people with the mute and unmute. I think only maximum two people should be on the mic at one time.
Okay, yeah, I think I can handle that.
Take it to Zakal.
So for Ansab, probably is going to be, whoever is moderator is mostly going to be there. And then one other person who he says should talk. Is that?
Yeah. Okay. So now we just finished Umair Khan Saab's presentation. Are you on the same agenda as us, Atharbhai? Okay. So can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, so now thank you, Umair Khan Saab. That was a great presentation. Now we're going to move on to pre-recorded messages that our dignitaries have kindly sent to us. And we're really looking forward to these encouraging remarks for our virtual Ramadan program. So let's turn it over to our recorded messages now.
Here, Ramadan is a time of spiritual reflection and self-improvement. Many Muslim people will renew their commitments to better themselves and the world around them through acts of charity and service to others. There is no better time than now for us to remember these values. These are extraordinary times. Congregational prayers with friends and family will look different this year. People will find new ways of worshiping and spending time with loved ones. We must continue to do everything we can to keep ourselves and others safe and healthy. Compassion and kindness towards others are what we have to do to get through this. And Ramadan reminds us that we all have a part to play in building a better world. To all those observing this month, I wish you a blessed and peaceful Ramadan.
Hello, this is BC Liberal leader Andrew Wilkinson. I'd like to thank Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat for the opportunity to send greetings on behalf of the entire BC Liberal caucus for this special virtual Ramadan. While Muslims across the country could not gather together to welcome the month of Ramadan due to COVID-19, I'm glad that this online event has been organized. It's more than important than ever to remain connected with our communities and support networks. During this month, thousands of Muslims throughout British Columbia will be adhering to a period of fasting, prayer, and devotion. It is truly a sacred time, and I'm honored to have been invited to play a role in this first ever virtual iftar. As we mark this month of Ramadan, we must remember it is a time for reflection on the values of patience, empathy, and charity. And since we cannot celebrate together due to COVID-19, those important values are more important than ever as we face this pandemic together. We must be patient as public health officials work to contain the virus. We must support those who are infected. We must support charitable acts in every corner of BC to take care of our vulnerable people. Those values of Ramadan have served British Columbia well in the past several weeks, and they will continue to serve us well in the coming weeks and months. On behalf of the entire BC Liberal Caucus, I want to wish the Muslim community here in British Columbia best wishes, peace, and happiness during this special month. I hope to be able to celebrate with you in person next year. Ramadan Mubarak.
Hello, I'm George Harvey, very proud to be the mayor of the city of Delta, British Columbia, which is proud home of the beautiful Batur Ramadan Mosque. I'm delighted to extend greetings to Muslims all over the world on behalf of Delta Council. Ramadan Mubarak. April is a special month on the spiritual calendar. For Christians, it is a celebration of Easter. Jews are marking Passover. Sikhs are celebrating the Saki, and now Muslims will begin the holy month or Ramadan. But how do we celebrate at times like these? We're going through very troubled and testing times. COVID-19 virus has wreaked havoc across the globe and brought our normal lives to a standstill. Ramadan is a very communal festival, but this too has been affected by this virus. To limit the effect of the coronavirus, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Canada is to be commended for offering this unique virtual Ramadan online alternative to allow Canadians an opportunity to express Ramadan while still conforming to the social distancing guidelines by the various health officials across the world. Let us spare a special thought for our heroic health workers on the front lines of battling this virus, and for those working to keep our cities and town going. Let us remember the most vulnerable people around the world, those who are homeless, living in war zones, in refugee camps, and in places least equipped to fight this virus. Central to the month of Ramadan, the acts of charity in helping those who are less fortunate. I would like to acknowledge and congratulate the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association, who, keeping in line with these ideals, have launched a national-wide campaign called Neighborhood Helper to help Canadians who need assistance with picking up groceries, filling prescriptions, and providing overall moral support during this outbreak of COVID-19. This certainly reaffirms our faith in humanity. I wish you and your loved ones Ramadan Mubarak, and please be safe. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mayor Doug McCallum of City of Surrey. The month of Ramadan is a time to reflect, fast, pray, and recognize communities worldwide. In the time of COVID-19, I'm glad that the organizers of virtual Ramadan have found an interactive and safe way for people to participate in Ramadan. On behalf of Council, I want to wish you and your families a Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ravi Kalon and I'm the MLA for North Delta, and I want to wish everyone a happy Ramadan. I am so proud to have the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, the mosque in my community. The amount of things that this community, your community, has been able to do to strengthen the cohesion, the fabric of our community is unbelievable. And I know that this year you'll be gathering online, which is unorthodox. It's not normal, but we are in difficult times. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for all the work you do in our community, and especially during this time of Ramadan. Giving and caring about your neighbors is needed more than ever. So I look forward to being all with you soon once we get past this. In the meantime, I wish you well and thank you for all you do.
Ramadan Kareem, everyone. At this time of year, the Muslim community comes together to be able to observe Ramadan. You come together to pray, you come together to fast, and you come together for community and to be able to think about charity. Unfortunately, with the global pandemic, that hasn't been possible this year. I usually enjoy coming to the mosque to be able to enjoy one of the celebrations with you after a fast. However, we haven't been able to do that. And I commend you for wanting to keep everyone safe by self-isolating and being able to actually congratulate you by doing it virtually as well. So it still allows that sense of community that's so important during Ramadan. Know that the Delta Police are thinking about you during this time. We wish you great peace and we wish you blessings during Ramadan.
It's my honor to bring greetings to this virtual Ramadan experience presented by the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. This is Canada's largest iftar dinner. As a former mayor, member of the Legislative Assembly, and member of Parliament, I've been blessed to attend celebrations in mosques across this wonderful country, to see, to experience the commitment and spirit of the Muslim community gives warmth and meaning to all of our lives. Ramadan looks different this year. Mosques may be closed, but the doors for allowing the blessings of the holy month remain wide open. It is time for reflection, for generosity, for thanks, a time to be together, a time for family, and a time for growing stronger spiritually. Many people are suffering during this Ramadan, and I know your generosity extends far and wide across our shared communities to those in need. Muslim brothers and sisters are in the front lines, doctors, nurses, truck drivers, grocery store workers, and many more, all making strong contributions to our well-being. I join with Canadians across our country to extend my gratitude to you during Ramadan, this time of fasting and prayer. Ramadan Mubarak.
Hello, my name is Susan Terry, and I am representing as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Tonight I'm going to share with you our common traditions of fasting. Fasting is a voluntary refrain from eating or drinking for the purpose of drawing closer to the Lord and requesting His blessings. When individuals and groups fast, they should also pray to understand God's will and to develop greater spiritual strengths. Fasting has always been practiced by true believers. As Christians in our church today, one Sabbath day each month is set aside for the purpose of fasting. Members of the church go without food and water for 2 consecutive meals in a 24-hour period, and then contribute the money that they would have spent for that food to those in need. This money is called a fast offering. The church uses the fast offerings to assist the poor and needy. As followers of Jesus Christ, we have a personal responsibility to care for those in need. The Lord has established the law of the fast and fast offerings to bless His people and to provide a way for them to serve those less fortunate. Fasting has been a practice of the prophets of God and members of His church since ancient times. In Old Testament times, Moses and Elijah fasted. For the Israelites, fasting was often used for certain occasions or for divine assistance. In New Testament times, Jesus Christ fasted 40 days and 40 nights in preparation for His ministry. He taught His disciples about the power and importance of fasting. This commandment to fast continues in our day. As Christians, we fast for many reasons: to worship God and express gratitude to Him, to ask God to bless the sick or afflicted, to gain strength to resist temptation, for guidance, for comfort during times of difficulty, sorrow, or mourning. Many blessings that we receive that are associated with the law of the fast include closeness to the Lord, increased increased spiritual strength, temporal well-being, greater compassion, and a stronger desire to serve. For me personally, it has been a blessing and privilege to be able to listen, to live the law of the fast. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you tonight, and blessings for you all on your holy month of Ramadan, of fasting and prayer.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, everybody. Those were some wonderful messages from the friends of our community. My name is Salman Khan, and I'll just be sharing some of the tweets with you guys, the live tweets that we've been getting online on Twitter. Our first tweet that I wanted to share with you is so-and-so live tweets. Thank you so much, guys. If you guys still want to message us, you guys can tweet at us at hashtag virtual Ramadan, RAMADAN, hashtag virtual Ramadan. Moving forward, we're going to go on to two of the presentations that have been set up by Lajna Imanullah, our two of the auxiliary departments, Lajna and then Khuddam. Right now, I'm just free flowing because I'm at work. So just next clip, roll.
So Mabai, just before you, a couple comments here. Are you gonna be in the same situation as tomorrow, or are you gonna have an office?
No. I'm gonna be at home with better internet, better camera, and a better face.
Good, because there were a couple of cutoff. We couldn't really hear you. Second of all, do you want to display your tweets, or you're okay with the video only?
Personally, I think I'll just read them. Secondly, we're thinking really, really positively that somebody will actually tweet at us. I was also going to suggest to Farhan Bhai that, and Amir Saab is in the meeting as well. Is it even necessary to put me in the middle of it just so we can read some tweets? Because chances are there might not even be any tweets.
Just make up one.
You know what you could do is maybe we could ask some Khuddam to help with the tweets, or you could, as a backup, you could also use some of the tweets from the virtual Ramadan that was held nationally.
Yeah.
Just as a backup,
I'll get a few Khuddam to send some tweets.
So I wasn't there at the start of the meeting. Did Farhan Saab introduced as well that this is where we're going to be tweeting, or in the beginning of the program?
No, I didn't include Salman Bhai initially, but he actually floated in pretty well. Like, he introduced himself and then he was going to say tweets.
Oh, okay.
So I think I personally think it was fine. And then he introduced the next segment and it broke it up a bit. So I don't mind what he did.
No, what I'm saying is people who are tuned in, they should know that this is where they should be tuning.
Oh yeah, I did introduce the tweet initially.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I did initially introduce the tweet.
I mean, the question is that should we be sharing that link at the beginning? Hey, this is a live event. If you need to tweet something, here's the address. Or
yeah, that would be somewhere maybe you can pop it up during my intro comments, like on the screen or something. I don't know how you would do that, to show a banner.
Yeah, either myself or anyone can share that. Might be an image with that address and so forth. Anyway, okay, so moving on to the next. Salman Bhai, do you want to repeat that message again so I can play the video?
Sure. So after reading the tweets, I'll introduce Lajna Imanullah's. I do want to, I'll talk to Farhan Bhai about that. But so next up, we have two videos for you guys. Our first video is from Lajna Imanullah, and then followed by a message from Qaid Saab, Ataur Rahman. Roll the clip.
Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem.
Hey Manha, what are you making? I'm making sari. No, I'm making iftari. Do you know what sari and iftari are? No. Can you please tell me? Of course, but first I need to tell you what Ramadan is. Okay. Ramadan is a holy month where us Muslims, we fast, we pray more, we read Quran more, and we also focus on Alamiya more. What does fasting mean, Appa? Fasting is when we wake up very early and we eat. This is called sahri. At sahri, we basically have breakfast, but way earlier than we usually do. After sahri, you cannot eat from dawn to dusk if you are fasting. Why do we fast, Abby? Well, first, it's because Alamiya told us to do it, and we have to listen to Alamiya, right? Second, it's because it teaches us self-control, self-discipline, sacrifice, and makes us feel empathy for the ones who are less fortunate, meaning the ones who have less food than us. It is also one of the 5 pillars of Islam.
Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem.
Welcome, Samalia. What shall we do when we're fast? My dear sisters, during Ramadan, we should spend most of our time praying and reading the Holy Quran. How should we help people during Ramadan? During Ramadan, we can help people by giving more money to those in need. How should we behave during Ramadan? During Ramadan, we should try to avoid arguments and control our anger and always be kind.
Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem.
What's she doing? Jezbia, are you praying to Allah? Yes, I am. Oh, so are you fasting too? Yes, I'm fasting today. OMG, aren't you so hungry and thirsty? You've been fasting for 16 hours. How will you survive? First of all, fasting is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. I fast so I can thank Allah for everything He provided me with, such as a good family, a good life, a good education, a house, and food to eat, and so much more. So if I fast for 16 hours each day for 1 month, then that's nothing compared to what Allah has provided me with. By worshiping Allah, I ask Allah His forgiveness for my sin. Now I know why we send fasting in the month of Ramadan. This is a very special month for blessings to Muslims. Okay, but that's not everything to fasting. Allah told us to fast because it teaches us to be patient, disciplined, and it also teaches us to have sympathy towards poor people who have to stay hungry for many days. Allah just for telling me so much about fasting. Now we'll try to fast too and see the blessings of Allah. Good job. I think it's almost Namaz time. Let's go read Namaz. Ramadan Mubarak from the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat.
Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem.
In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful,
My dear respected viewers and listeners, Assalamu alaikum. May peace and blessing of Allah be upon you. My name is Atar Rahman, serving as Regional President of the MDA Muslim Youth Association, Vancouver, the regional chapter of MDA Canada. I wish you all happy Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak. It is going to be different and unlike Ramadan this year, as world is going through very difficult and uncertain times in light of COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to share how MDA Muslim Youth Association has responded to this pandemic situation. In early March, our central headquarters, MDA Canada, launched a campaign called Neighborhood Helpers. The purpose of this campaign was to reach out our fellow Canadians to offer them any help or support they might need in this difficult time. Alhamdulillah, we have reached over 30 families in Vancouver region. At the first phase, our MDA Youth Association local, we started to print it out these flyers in big, large quantities. By the grace of God, from Chilliwack to Vancouver, our volunteers, MDA Youth Association has dropped these flyers in their neighborhoods to promote this campaign, to advertise this campaign, to try to reach out maximum Canadians we could. For sure, we were taking plenty of precautions to protect ourselves first, using the PPEs that we have been provided from the local President Trump. Alhamdulillah, we have reached over 30 families in Vancouver to provide them, to running them errands, groceries, medicines, and we also have provided some rides as well. We MDA Muslim Youth, we pledge to sacrifice our life, wealth, time, and honor for the sake of our country and nation. So we are here ready, standing with our government and authorities, ready to help, to offer any help and support we can. Our media team is working hard to advertise this campaign through social media and electronic and print media. Same, I would like to request our viewers and listeners to spread the word. There might be still people who need our help with these. Our helplines are here at this flyer. Email is help@amja.ca. The number is 1855 help 811. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Atasa. Thank you to the Women's Organization and the Youth Association of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community of Vancouver. We are so grateful for your comments and all the hard work that you've done, and the amazing help you provided to the community of Vancouver. So now we're going to move on to our final segment, which is our closing remarks from Dr. Wasim Bashir. He is the local president of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Vancouver, and he will close off our session. And again, I would like to sign off at this point. Thank you all for joining our event, and may God be with you. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I have a 5 to 7 minutes presentation. It may go over a few minutes. I'll be presenting that presentation from my office from Baitur Rahman, inshallah. So I don't have handy the script of my presentation at that point, at this point. However, I want to make a few comments. Basically, these questions, this will cover my presentation. So if everybody else is unmuted, maybe I'm posing this question to Atar Saab and Farhan Saib. So what we have done for promotion of this program so far, and what is in the pipeline to promote this program, still we have really a few hours left tomorrow and tonight. So that's my first question.
Okay. Atar Bhai, you can start off about the Jamaat promotion after me. But but we have the national media team has promoted this event through all the media outlets again. So they sent out a media advisory on our behalf. So all the media have been sent the time and the location for the event, and to contact me if they had any concerns. We did get a media outlet this afternoon, CTV, who covered the program, and Murabi Saab attended that. Salman Saab had sent out media advisories to the local newspapers and local media. Other than that, Atarbai can speak about the advertising to the Jamaat, which has already been sent out, I believe, on all of our Twitter channels and WhatsApp groups. But I think there is still a little bit of room for the next day or so. We can really push through our social media channels to get the program out.
Okay, that sounds good. And what about Umar Chaudhry Sahib? He has.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot too. He's actually sent messages to all of his contacts, and they've all sort of committed to attend. A lot of them have committed to attending the event. So alhamdulillah, he had some positive reviews of that.
Alhamdulillah. Ji Atar Sahib.
So on the Jamaat side, we sent email with the program live link, and also the virtualramadan.ca link for people to register. Then after that, followed with WhatsApp messages to all our 4 halqa. And then I also forwarded to regional auxiliary organization heads and asked them to forward this, and also Rizwan to his other side. The plan is to do the same thing again tonight from the email, and tomorrow morning with the the social media, WhatsApp.
If you can do a little bit earlier than late, because people go to bed early, so they might miss the email, and tomorrow usually they start going through the rituals. So if that can be done after Dars sometime, that would be ideal time slot. And my last question is anybody responsible for sending notifications to live guests for their punctuality?
Yes, I'm responsible for that. I have talked to all of them now, but I'm going to send them out again today. I'm going to get that was my question. I was going to ask Zafrullah Saab to resend me the Zoom link for the meeting. I want to make sure it's a solid link I know you sent it out a few days ago, but I want to refresh that Zoom link that I'm going to resend to all the participants again right now, right after our meeting today.
I thought I did last night. I can send it again.
Yeah, send it again just to be sure, right? Because it's a very important link that we're all going to have, and that way we will make sure it's emailed out to all the participants again, and I will make sure that that's done today.
So Zafar Sahib, from myself and Farhan Sahib and Murabi Sahib and Usman Sahib and rest, how long you want us to be there before? 5 minutes, 7 minutes to make sure that you are comfortable, we are there?
I think so. I mean, we can start the meeting 10 minutes earlier, and just
iron out the kinks. I think we should be there like 15 minutes before, right? Just because everyone's gonna have to turn on their computers and their videos. We have to make sure they're working. So and the live guests also, I think I'll ask them to come in at least 10 minutes before, right? Or 10 minutes before, so that we can see that all their videos are working and they're all ready to go.
So that's it on my part, and I feel really great. This mock exercise went very smooth, and hopefully it will be like that tomorrow, inshallah. And also pray for the success of this program, and inshallah.
I mean, just one comment, Mr. Also, just look at those captions. Once you enter, maybe Farhan, you might want to send a memo to each attendee that they should put in those names.
You know what? Let's get, if we're all 10 minutes early, right? Before the meeting, what we'll do is we'll have Atarbai cut and paste those titles from the agenda into the titles.
I just like I did for Amir Saab, if you can see his title, I changed that to different.
Yeah, you can just cut and paste it from I put in the official title in the script for everybody. So it's literally and I checked everybody's names, the spelling and everything. So
yeah, no, Marabi
literally
Sabza has an extra E in there, so make sure you got that.
Yeah, there's always something.
Yeah, I think we should put the title first and then the name, but it's just
okay.
Understanding. I don't know.
So Atarbai, if you could take care of that, what
Okay.
you could do is make your Word document and make it how you want to cut and paste it into their title, so we can do that 10 minutes before the meeting.
Okay.
Atarbai, don't call yourself technical.
Yeah, what else should I call? I'm not gonna be up there, so
just call the administrator or something.
You are the host, so I am the helper of the host.
You could call co-host.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, I think everything went smooth here.
Okay.
Let's what else?
Jazakallah, everybody, I would say like dress up nicely, whoever is going to be shown. So that would be one thing, and wear a cap, obviously, and so.
Right. Right. Usman bhai, make sure you come up before time, just in case we need to troubleshoot your camera again.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Okay, Jazakallah, everyone.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.